Let's go. I'm interested in graduate application developer role because the application development is the area of IT I want to build my career in, and I'm currently studying in that area. Also, I enjoy creating practical web and mobile application that solve real user problems, not just writing code. Writing code. Hi, Sarah. So I've said that I enjoy creating websites and mobile apps to solve real problems, and also through my university projects since 2024, I have worked with technologies such as Java, Kotlin, Jetpack Compose, and use SQLite, uh, Room database, Vue framework, Node.js, Express, REST API concepts, and CSS frameworks like Tailwind and GitHub version control. So these projects help me practice UI design, local data storage, Airflow, debugging teamwork, and turning ideas into working apps and prototype. So I interest in this role because it would let me apply those skills in a real workplace and continue improving areas like coding, testing, documenting, teamwork, and understand client needs. Also, like that, application development combines technical thinking with creativity because a good app is not just working but also usable for people that needs it. So, in an extracurricular project during my second year, my team created an educational board game about clean energy for children. The problem was that the physical board game was harder to demonstrate and less accessible for children countrywide and limited to face-to-face use. So I propose creating a digital version to make it easier to present and sharing. Before deciding the solution, I considered a few options. So first, a mobile app using Kotlin would be good for touch interaction and offline use, but it would take more time to develop and it would need Android setup. A web app using Vue, HTML, and CSS, JavaScript would be easier to access through different devices and faster to demonstrate. We also considered keeping it as a physical only product. That was the main idea, but that did not solve the accessibility problem. I recommended a web-based prototype because it was most realistic option for our time, skill level, and project goal. My action was to explain the value to the main project leader, and so define the core game flow, plan the main screens, reduce the scope because there were a lot of features, and also help the team focus on a working prototype first. The result was a functional digital version of the board game. I was it wasn't fully marketed because the main goal was proving the concepts and focus on the physical prototype, not the digital version. But it helped showing that the idea could work. And I learned that choosing technology is not about picking the most impressive tool. It was about using the right platform for the right user on the right deadline and fit the team's skill and project purpose. When adapting new technology, I first consider the purpose of the project and whether technology actually solves the problem. I do not want to choose a framework just because it sounds good, sound modern. The main thing I consider were learning curve, the community support, and compatibility with my existing systems and my available time, and whether the team can use it, can work on it with their current skill. For example, I am building an Android app using Kotlin with Jetpack Compose. Makes sense because it is modern and for Android UI and works well with room database and stuff for local storage. If I am building a web prototype, I use Vue.js with Tailwind CSS, maybe faster for creating a cleaner interface. I also adapt Node.js and Express for REST API developments. But I also consider the risk. If the technology were too new or poorly documented, it may slow the whole project down. And also, if the team has no experience with it, we may need extra time for testing and learning and debugging. So I usually start small and learning, read the documentation, build simple features first, and then decide whether the technology is suitable for the whole project. So in another university IT project, my team had to complete a software prototype design. We have development, design, testing, version control, and final presentation within a limited deadline. The project had several stages happening at the same time, so planning it was really important to avoid overlapping works and confusion at the last minute. So my role was to help organize the technical and planning side. First, I helped break the project into smaller tasks, such as UI design, user flow, database structure, feature development, testing, and documentation. Then we prioritize the features first because without the main flow and prototype, smaller design improvement is not matter. We use GitHub for collaboration and version control, and we discuss process through team communication, Microsoft Team. I helped check task dependencies, such as making sure the database worked, the screens were as planned before, and also connecting features together. I also shared the updates and progress, asked questions when there were confusions, and helped to mention the responsibility of the members for each task. So the results was that we completed the project and avoided major confusions near the deadline. I learned that the planning was complex. It means breaking down the project into smaller tasks, making priorities, tracking progress, and adjust the features before it's become too much, or fix the problem before it's became too big. Thank you for the interview.